Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, Traders Pro. A few things to look at today. We've got had a pretty significant rally, continuation of that rally yesterday of this bullish base and trying to break out of this downtrend here. We've seen, let me jump back up here, continuing to see that slight uptrend here as this bear market finalizes, at least here in the short term. We'll see if it accelerates or not, but we're definitely building some solid base right here at these levels. Momentum has moved back up into that buy zone. We've seen breadth also in that buy zone, and we're seeing sentiment up in that extreme range of that buy zone. As we've talked about before, we've seen several times where that sentiment stays really high like this, and in bull markets it almost always looks like this. It's way up here in these upper levels, and so typically you see in a bear market when it extremes like that markets need a pretty sharp sell-off to get ugly again. It needs sentiment to be pretty negative to bottom. So that's still the only kind of concern right here, other than the fact that either price is going to catch up with sentiment or sentiment's going to catch up with price. And in this case, we're seeing price catching back up with sentiment. And there are other indicators to confirm that. Buy-sell ratio still looks good, looking solid. We had that little pullback like we've talked about, and getting some continued upside. So even just this, when you visualize that and you see this green is above red, that's a bullish bias. That can be the bias, should be the bias of the trend. My goodness, I apologize for the frog in my throat there. We've got this upside here happening. So just some continuation. The sentiment we're approaching, but not there yet. This is S&P 500 sentiment, this upper range. So we could still get a pretty decent upside, especially if it's breaking out right here. S&P 500. If we go to SPY, back up into this bullish trend, it's long-term downtrend. That's still that bear market trend, and so we're still chopping this out and fighting through this. A couple things though to notice: if you go to the indexes, this actually ranks the current index by its performance, by the average rank of the group of stocks in there. And we're seeing mid cap, small cap, Russell 1000. That's leading currently, and industrials, transportation down towards the bottom now. So we've talked about that rotation of Dow was leading, and now we may see small cap and tech leading out of this rally. That's actually pretty bullishly constructive as well, because that's a risk on type trade. These are traditionally higher risk type stocks, higher risk names, and those will be the leaders to the downside and potentially the early leaders to an upside. So we haven't seen this for a while. So this is an interesting setup based on market conditions currently. With that as well, if you go to the Dow right here and click on this buy of the top buy, a couple things happening here. We're seeing Apple now starting to move to that back to that uptrend, and also Intel, a couple of big name tech stocks that have gotten clobbered, especially Intel, where it's been working on this long base and starting to work its way higher. Some chip names. AMD moved hard yesterday. Applied Material moved pretty hard yesterday. Some good looking, again, just good looking constructive type setups here in the market. One other stock I wanted to go through in the new buy list to take a look at. There are some this solar stock, First Solar, which has got this uptrend breakout and then a retest and then a confirmation bar right here, still in this overall buy zone. Could be a potential stock to keep an eye on today. If you don't have full access to the site, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a great day today.